Hello and welcome to this full moon energetic update or energy update. And I'll just find the link because I would so much like to share it, especially share it in the group I have. See, I just need to find the link. So, and then perhaps you can find me if you want to join me in this energy work where we work for ourselves and for everybody else, for Earth. And I have this group, events, courses, meditations, and lectures by modern shaman Marian Lane. That's me, where I will share things that I'm doing for free. I have different teachings, different webinars nearly every month. I love to share this wisdom, this knowledge, this energy access that I have gained and collected through more than 10 years, since 2011. Truly opened in 2012, and since December 2012 I've been working full time with this. So I actually just had 10 years anniversary here in December. So yes, amazing. So I'm happy to invite you in here in the energy, and you join in the energy by your intention. So just by choosing to be a part of the energy, take a couple of deep breaths, like create a sigh intentionally, sense your body, and then agree with yourself. Okay, I'm joining in with this. No, let's see what it is. And this energy work, we work under the full moon, and I've been doing this for more than 10 years. In the beginning in closed groups, and then for some years opens in Danish, and for a shorter while here in English as well. My guides asked me to open, and in all of this path, this has been sincere and clear. The path that I've been walking, that I've been participating in, is to listen to these guidelines and yeah, do it and see what will open, what will go on. And until now, in these 10 years, the path has never been straight. It has never been like easy going and oh, everything is so clear and beautiful, but it has always made sense. So because this is quite new, I'm really interested and curious about how this will make sense if I continue to be here, open, and invite you in. This energy work is special today because the 21 of December 2022, Earth consciousness field opens into 7D. This means that human beings, actually each and everyone, is carrying 5D consciousness, 5-dimensional consciousness, and the access to the potential for 7-dimensional consciousness, that is oneness consciousness, is available to everybody who reach for it by reflecting consciousness. We will talk a little bit more about that. Right now the energy opens, and you can participate in 3 ways as a part of the energy work. This is a held field, and this means that everybody who participate in their own way, but will contribute to the mutual energy work in the best way for the field, for everybody, and for yourself at the same time. You can participate in creating a surplus energy, because when people gathering and wants to share, the energy evolves and grow. And when we're joining in together, this will be strong enough to most energy work if we are just 5 people or more. The people who joins in here will both be the one who's present live and the one who will be present through replay usage. And we are 5 here now that I can see. Mostly that means we are between 5 and 20 people, because we are open in different platforms and not everybody is shown here. I've just performed the energy work in Danish, and we were like 100 and more than 130 people present here, perhaps a double. So, but after 10 years, this makes sense. Okay, so you choose how you want to participate. You can also be a witness and just joining in for the treat. The energy opens now, and the first part of the energy work we will open for the field of love and light, and we'll bring in the list of people and places that we want to support with this love and light. And we can actually do this when we are in a held field, because the field knows how to give this to anybody, no matter if they agreed upon it or not. If we as human beings, we walk around with our personality, and we haven't get the agreement by somebody who should get access to this love and light, then we can easily begin to have reactions. Oh, I want to share this with them no matter what they say. Then it will be twitched, and it could be like, oh, I'm not supposed to give anybody to somebody if they don't know it, if they don't agree upon it, if they don't accept it, if they don't appreciate it. Then again, it will be given another twitch. With the held field, we are supported to give this love and light in the complete balanced way that ensure that each and everybody who will reach and will be connected to this love and light, they will take it in, just as if they walk into a ray of light. If they see a smile, if somebody holds the door, you can enter the ray of light, you can meet the smile, and you can take it in or not. This is the same. So the person who will be giving this love and light that you bring in, how they'll take it in will be their choice, and no matter if they know it or not, it will reach them somehow. And this sensitivity to actually sense energy is rising in everybody right now. The usage of the electronic systems activates it positively. So throughout these years, more and more people will open to a sensitivity that acknowledge energy. And the people who's already sensitive will be less and more balanced sensitive. So it's a gain for everybody. Okay, now the field opens, and you can ask me to bring in your list of people and places. You can just write it in the comment, or you can think it, and you can do it yourself by focusing on the list with the people and the places that you really want to give this. You can bring in yourself as well, but you will really have a lift with the energy here, just being here, participating. Okay, so focusing, and then kind of visionary, create a vision of you putting this into this field of love and light and just holding it there. And then we do this together, and just be open and be aware of your body at the same time, and see if you sense anything. You don't have to sense anything at all to participate or for this to work. It's really different how this appears, how this shows itself to different people, and also in different times. like tomorrow it might be different. So you could actually try to use this video replay at another day and see if you'll have another experience. I often do this before I work with energy and consciousness. I was working as an engineer, civil engineer, and I've been working with science and development. So being curious and investigate everything has been my way in to relate to being an energy worker with a presence in the energy that's quite sensitive. And then availability for this kind of work. Okay, now the energy shifts, and to some people's system, because there's quite a lot of energy that's moving around here, working, some of your systems might think, oh, this is my energy, I need to take care of it. It's not good. It's not a good idea to use it, but you're not using your own energy. You work a bit, maybe like working with some push-ups or riding your bike, but this is like a healthy usage of the energy. To ensure that this is not happening, that you're not the English word that appears is not the right one. You know what I mean. So if your energy is doing like this, then your participation will be smaller, less. And you can have the other stretch, the other movement by saying there's an endless amount of energy in the universe. If you say this and then you experience a kind of reaction, then your energy, your system was like trying to drag itself out of the energy work. And nothing is wrong with this in a way that it can be dangerous or doing something wrong to you, but your participation will be less, and this will give you less healing, less support yourself. And we might as well give us and the energy the best possibilities that we can. Okay, there's an endless amount of energy in the universe, and as it's shared here in the comments, the system relaxes. So this means that your system was a little bit nervous if you actually was using so much of your own energy that is working here, that's present here, that's interacting and changing states. Okay, so the field of love and light works with the lists, and in this area where it has done the work as good as it can, light beings enters into these areas and the surroundings around the people that we have on the list and begins to do their jobs. And why didn't they do their jobs before we stepped in and supported? That's actually because light carried through a human being is stronger than darkness carried in a human being. But darkness carried in a human being is stronger than light not carried in a human being. So this means that if human being walks around really enhancing darkness in themselves or anybody else by choice or unintentionally, no matter what, the energy that will be in the surrounding, the darkness disturbs the light beings in doing their job about construction work of energy in the mutual fields. So they are creating, they are balancing, they're healing the spaces, the energies, and supports the energy in being stable. But human beings that work around the darkness disturbs it really much. And this work that we do here, we support this exchange where the darkness meets the light and balances out in a balance where both darkness and light is melting in and creating a balance that's the same as love. And how can darkness be love? Darkness can be love when you can stand in the darkness and see what's wrong, when you can be in the darkness and walk for the light. That's actually what creates the contour and the structure of the light. The energy gets stronger, and it seems like we are nearly there where everybody and everywhere that's on the list has reached the level of support that we can give. The word I couldn't find before was contrast. So contour and contrast. Maybe I don't pronounce it right, but I think you know what I mean. Create a couple of intentional sighs. Support your system in moving with the energy that's shifting now. And it's because now we are moving on to create the energy work for ourselves and for Earth at the same time. And you can again decide upon if you want to participate as an energy worker, as a mutual creator of surplus energy, or as one who's receiving and is a witness at the same time to this part. And the shift, just before the shift in the 21st of December, I actually went to an area where I was at my first spiritual journey back in 2012. It's a small mountain in southern France called Montségur. And this has a special history because in this area the Cathars existed, and they the story says that they were carrying the wisdom and the belief system that is balanced between man and woman, and is carrying a system where they believed in a mutual world with balance, and they believed in another kind of hierarchy. Some of the stories also says that they carried the wisdom and the teachings from Maria Magdalene. What we met in this area when I was there the first time was a portal in the castle on the top, in the ruins of the castle on the top of the mountain, that connected to the Grail and to the crystal skull, the mother crystal skull. And this opened to a support in the creations of the new era field in human being and on Earth. This December in 2022, I went back with a group and mutual teachers and reopened to support the shift on the 21st of December as I opened the crystal codes and the Grail just before the shift in 21 of December 2012. When we were there in 2022, an acknowledgement and vision about two different, you could call it consciousness fields, that exist as a mirror of each other, that was called the Grail field and the anti-Grail field. Anti, is it called in Danish? And somehow it didn't shock me, but it still surprised me that we exist in the anti-Grail field and that we reach for the Grail field whenever we connect to our heart and decides to be love and light. And we open to some words that we can use to call upon the state where we carry both the Grail and the anti-Grail. And these words actually opened when I was in Tomar, the Templar city in Portugal. And it was given to me in Danish, but I tried to open the words. The energy will open for sure. So the energy opens, and the words that I found was, I am pure love. I am God in my own place, my own space. And I am regrets and everything that's misplaced at the same time. Carrying everything. When I am pure love and light, and when I am God in my own space, my own place, and at the same time being the Grail for everything that's not love and light and that's not God in my own space, my own place. This is the opening. This creates the opening. Maybe you can go with the energy now. This creates the opening for the creation of the mutual field between the Grail and the anti-Grail in you. And this opened the new era field. This is the birth of the new era 7D oneness consciousness field on Earth. And the energy works that we are doing here today supports this shift, this gathering of the Grail and the anti-Grail field, supports it in itself, and then by the connection to the mutual field on Earth, the mutual consciousness, we share it. And everybody in this field that's ready, more than ready, to open into this new era consciousness will participate. And in time, everybody will join. It's always someone that begins. And actually, the one that begins is often not the ones that's most important, not for reality. In the energy, they might be. But in the reality, it's the people who comes after and who use these possibilities to create a new reality, created by being inspired. And what we saw in this journey was that we are inspired from a mutual field on Earth, and sometimes there's an opening to be inspired from other civilizations in other areas of the universe. In this year, again and again, there will be a breakthrough to these other civilizations, And I will move on together with colleagues and people who sense that they should join in energy work in Peru here in February. And you can see more about it. I will give a link. And we will also go back. I will also be in Findhorn in April. I will be back in the mountains in Montegur in May. I will be in Portugal back in Tomar in June, and down with the pyramid in Bosnia in June as well. So we will be moving a lot around, creating support for this opening of breakthroughs to other civilizations, inspirations, and to create connections that will be embedded in a mutual consciousness field in a way where it will persist also in the future. This that is special is that the inspirations will only be accessible if you have a positive intention. Until the new era spring in 2012, and we got access to a new way of being conscious now, where we get support from higher levels in the lower levels. We get reconnected with the consciousness that we were connected to 4,000 years ago. 4,000 years ago, we shut down because we began to use higher level of information for destruction. And we can see this all over the world right now. This shift with the new openings enhance the flow of informations and inspirations that is related to positive construction. And the streams that's used for destructions was closed down immediately. So within a couple of years, people will be more and more inspired to be creative in a way that ensures construction of a new world, and less inspired about destruction of our world. This shift, actually nobody knows how fast it will go. It will shift within the next years, but actually these months, when we're in the end of January or maybe in the end of February, within this space, channels all over will begin to know if it's already happening. If it's not, we have 3 years, 2.5, 3 years to work with the energies all over the world to support the shift as good as we can. If we have a breakthrough, the human consciousness on Earth will make a huge shift into a cosmic consciousness, and the cosmic soul will be connected to Earth realms in a way where a new field of souls will open, where the souls from all the incarnational programs can unite, related to the vibrations from Earth. If this happens, the cosmic soul will begin to incarnate on Earth. The word incarnation is carrying so much energy and so much wisdom from different systems, so it's a bit difficult for me to use it, but it's the best way to say it. So if I should use a word that is a bit more aligned with the energy, it's like the cosmic soul will outlive itself here on Earth and contribute to the part of a consciousness that's evolving, contribute to the part of a consciousness that's related to language and to different kinds of wisdom and science. creations of civilizations in different ways, societies, comes with these levels of consciousness. And if this shift goes really well, a new language will open, a mutual language on earth. And this doesn't mean that we will not have different tongues. We'll still have different languages like we know it, but between the languages and even between the communications within the same language, we will begin to understand each other more. So the communication skills will open within each communication if this works well. So your sign for this is working is that your communication with yourself, your communication with everybody else begins to make a little bit more sense. Perhaps not much in the beginning. If you have been like really suppressed by this lock that is opening now, you might experience a huge change within a really short time span. But most people, it will be more slow, like with an ease. Slowly, the communication within yourself and with everybody else slightly make more sense day by day. Now we're ready here for the energy work, and we will use the Grail state, and we will call upon it to open it within ourselves. And then, let's see, because I'm a channel, so I only get these messages in small bits and pieces. So you connect with the energy you decide upon, use your intentional consciousness to choose to join in, either as an energy worker, as a mutual creator of surplus energy, or as somebody who's receiving healing and experience this. After your choice, everybody connects through the body. Intentional size. And then this is a held field. So I'll support the call upon, and then it will open in everybody. And then afterwards, you can use the call to call upon the Grail state and have your own experience again and again. And this inner own experience is a new era way to open to wisdom, to teachings. Okay, so let's together call upon the Grail state within ourselves. I am the Grail. And the Grail state is the zeroing state where all of your consciousness rests within itself and still being totally energy active in the highest perspective. All your dimensions opens in balance, interactions united. Breathe. And maybe try to be in this position where, like if you're watching the clouds passing by in the sky, you watch them and maybe they show nothing. Maybe it's just a movement of something. And you know that you can't decide upon them. Okay, some people say they can, but you know you can decide upon how these clouds are moving on the sky. See if you can open your awareness to your system and watch. Observe. Is anything moving? You don't need to describe it. You don't need to be able to tell what it is in any way. Just observe and let it move. as we are calling upon the Grail state. I am the Grail. Let's keep it simple. The field know what I'm calling upon, and the field will lead the way. You just observe, is anything shifting at all? Something in the body, something in your sense of the energy, maybe something related to your emotions, your devotions, anything and nothing. Just observe. And we call again, I am the Grail. And when we call upon the Grail state, and we are in the field of the anti-Grail, then we unite it through ourselves. And if I told you this half a year ago, it wouldn't work the same. So this is related to the shift that's going on, that we have this special access, and the energy work for us really well. Observe. Intentional size. Maybe stretch a bit to support the release in the system, in the body. Let it move like the clouds on the sky. And this state of being where this opening is accessible to everybody, if you allow your observance being without a thought. So your mental ability to describe, to analyze, to play things needs to be dismissed, just as we go through these openings. And when we work as modern shamans, as I do, we use this access that we gain to share it. And when we share it with each other, we have different states of Grail states, we have different ways, and each and everybody is like facets of a whole truth, and it supports us to move into a more strong connection to our own truth and a movement toward the mutual truth. And you can say we are truth walkers, or we are walking truth. So we are nearly there, each and every one of us. And when we're in this Grail stage, we will use our intentions to mutual enhance each other, and then afterwards we will open to the huge spiritual field of Earth, the connected, united field that is just making its small presence here now. Before this, all the mutual fields on Earth has been divided. This is really not normal in the universe. In the cosmic realities, we are the single civilizations that have performed this, or reactions that come from directly interactions with our reflexes. They are actually reflecting themselves to our highest consciousness or highest dimensions. This is shown by instance that you can fear just as much that people will laugh at you if you stand up and say something as if a tiger came after you to eat you. You can have the same strong reaction in your system. And this has created a lot of disturbance, a lot of destruction, but has also created constructions that can hold consciousness in a really high level in the physical realities that actually can gain access to all levels of reality. This has not been foreseen in the universe or in the cosmic reality, so we are kind of a surprise here. And because of this time where the shift is going on, so many different ways of having an entrance into our realities is actually present now. So a lot of people is having a soul experience that is different than from 100 years ago, and that will be different 50, 100 years from now. And the presence here is to support the opening, but also to support the connection to other civilizations in the universe, to begin the download, upload connection, where we begin to have mutual access, the way that we will just try to do here in a moment. So the way we will share our grail states to support each other to go into a stronger connection with our own truth. And then we will share it with Earth Field, and we will have our own realization. We will have our own experience with this right now in this ceremony together, where we do the full moon energetic update, but also in the future. So in your everyday life after this, look after the small changes, no matter what it is, and follow it. Like, what is this? What does this mean? And then you'll begin to have your own experience in your everyday life that this actually creates a change. And we need this. It could be interesting to some to sit in these energies, to have this visions, this history, these stories. And you can maybe have strongly interactions and reflections and connections that open through resonance in different ways. And this is a good experience. But the landing is our energy work right now. It's really important that we watch and look and observe where is the difference in reality. And this difference that we opened here is an enhanced sense of your own reality and your own truth in a healthy, caring, supporting way to yourself and to everybody else. Okay, now we are here. Everybody is now connected in their own grail state, connected with your anti-grail that you always are as well. In this state, grail state, you are the most balanced you can be right now. And everything that's not balanced is balanced with what's balancing. And it's a special state of being, so you can watch it a bit. Maybe you already did. It has a silence, a kind of peace. But some people, if they're not used to the silence, they seem to have an experience of that the silence is nearly a noise. Breathe, okay. And now, with our intention, we go in and join in to support each other. So we connect with each other in a mutual field of the grail state that we're carrying here. And when we're joining in to this mutual grail state, your grail state is enhanced and enhance the others, because the different ways that the grail state opens is different facets, different aspects, different angles. And when we meet each other, we support each other into finding every angle, every asset, every facet in our grail state. This opens right here, right now. Observe, like observing the clouds in the sky, but you are the sky, and the clouds is whatever that's shifting, whatever that's moving. Breathe, being in the experience as good as you can. Remember, you can do it again. Participate on replay and try some more. And maybe you experience as I do, that the shift opens into a deeper sense of presence and peace, and a special presence where the peace is carried in strong energy. Many people have the peace experience as a relaxed experience that is not much, and that's not really energetic. So peace and rest is often like two parts of the same thing. But this is different. This peace state goes with power. Breathe. And as we enhanced our grail state, each and every one of us, by being mutually connected in our mutual grail field. And this grail field is the connection between the anti-grail and the grail, because we are the anti-grail in this reality. Breathe. And now together we enter the mutual field. And this is the field that's just begun to exist, the oneness field, where all collective connected consciousness field on earth begins to vibrate. It's called vibrate, with the same vibration, different vibrations, but enters into the resonance of one single vibration. It's vibration. So we're joining in through this field and open a mutual grail state into this field. And then we support this field to open in the mutual grail field with all collected, connected fields on earth into one. And by participating in this work, it will support us in our movement or opening into our grail state. So let's observe what happens, what goes on when we choose this together. And because I am the modern shaman here, I just do the call, and then with the intention, we'll create the movement, the reaction, and all the system joins in each their own way. So this is also the new way, that even if somebody is taking the responsibility to point at what we're doing together here, everybody will do it in their own way. The mutual gathering and the way to access together and enhance it for everybody, and then we enhance it for the mutual field as well, and then a positive spiral will opens to each and every one of us and the mutual field. And this opens now to a larger extent because we are connecting with the mother field of the Grail on earth, the united field. Observe. Breathe. Does anything change at all? Is anything moving? Don't need to be able to describe it or analyze it. Sense. Experience. What happens when we joining in to the huge mother grail field, oneness field of humankind? Let's just have the first glimpse of opening in these days. We are here as creators as well as witness. And being observing here, you open your witness. And being in the choice of being in the grail state, being the grail, the energy shifts. And this is not a switch that takes out the need for teachings. This is actually a switch, a shift that opens to the needs for healing and teaching. Because you get access to something more that begins to show you what you know from within, your inner wisdom, and you can carry this, your inner truth. It's easy. So that's not the need for teachings. In the old era, in the old times, the need for teachings was because it was difficult to reach wisdom and knowledge. It's not difficult anymore. Instead, the teachings come from within, and then we can gather in and support each other in different ways to open our teachings by sharings and with different abilities to do this in different ways. It's shared here, silence inside. So the silence, the peace, and the power is present at the same time. And do we actually have a word for this? Silence, peace, power at the same time. In our words, the energy says it's contradictory. But it's not. The power and peace and silence can exist at the same time is related to the disturbance. That the reactions from our survival system interacts in our higher levels. It's so odd. That if you can see this cosmic beings that works with this, they're like, what? But at the same time, they're like, oh, what can this do? Because the structures that the survival system creates in the higher levels is actually enhancing the capacities to carry in realities and then create bridges from wisdom to be able to appear from our other levels into one space. And this magic is actually going on these days. The small first glimpse of openings. And as we gathered in and joined in to this just first glimpse of the mutual mother grail field of earth beings, earth people, we get the supports from this to ourselves, and then we give the support back to the field and enhance it. This is a new era energy way that everybody is gaining more than they give. So when you have this experience that in a mutual group, everybody participates in a way when they is giving more than they give, they gain more than they give, then this is in the new era way. And I think it will never leave me how odd it feels to be so strongly connected in something that feels so intense for me, so true for me, and still yet so special, odd, different. But this shift about being with it, being connected, sharing it with the presence and with the energy, with the field, sharing it with the experience, the teachings, sharing it with the channelings, and then now the energy lands and we are about to stop this time. And this is the really physical reality. This is our practical reality, that we have a time frame. And it's really important that we keep this in mind and that we are taking care of it. So even though it seems a bit strange, it's also makes sense. And everything that makes sense, go for this. Go for this. It will be the ignition of the new era contribution to the creation of a new world. Because the new world is built on the foundation of the old world, so the old world is the new world. This is also the new era way. In the old era, we will dismiss. In the new era, we update. We need every single molecule of the old era to build the new. Every single. And a beautiful sharing here as well. Feel the presence of a divine cathedral. Thank you for sharing this. And when you share it in the new era way, I sense it as well. I didn't before, but you open the gate and you hold the space by sharing. And then it's also my access. In the new era, every single one of us is gatekeepers, and we can invite each other in by our sharings of our reality, our truth, or inner truth, being truth walker, walking truth together. And this is a way of walking the truth where we are the truth in our own way and the way we walk our life, our path. And then we meet each other on each and every one going in their own path. And when we're supporting each other's truth, when we are walking the truth, when we are this, and it's a bit funny because my grown-up sons, they are watching series that's called something else than Walking Truth, but it sounds a little bit the same. In that series, you will find creatures that is infected with a virus that is spread throughout the world and creates danger. What if we could create a truth virus that is spreading because it makes so much sense that we can't let it go again when we meet it? So that's what I have seen. That's what I experienced, that the new era is about in our reality. Thank you so much for this beautiful meeting. Thank you for being here, for your presence in any way in this meeting and in our reality in these days. Thank you for all the beautiful thoughts, energies. Thank you for everything that you do by being you. You're beautiful.